Hey, Mom. Okay, so I think you're on there, Mom. If you can, think you can hear me. Okay. And Wilma Rose, you're on here now. I believe that you can hear me. Wilma Rose, if you could hear me, if you could give me like a thumbs up or something in the chat, just so that I could know that there's no issues with my sound. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, cool. Yay. Okay, so I got Wilma Rose on here and then also my mother. Hi, Mom. You got on here. Okay, great. So as everybody is logging on, I'm going to launch a poll. It will be 2 questions that are going to pop up on your screen or on your phone. So feel free to answer the poll questions. And I'm going to use these questions, like who participates in the poll, as a guide to help me pick 3 winners for 3 free oils that I'm going to be giving away today. I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll. So again, feel free to fill out the poll as you hop on. Excellent, thank you. I'm going to be picking winners for 3 oils, 3 free oils that I'm going to be giving away today. So thank you for joining me, everyone, and then just go ahead and fill out the polls. The 2 questions, much appreciated. And while we are waiting for everyone to hop on today, got a couple more people hopping on. I wanted to just go over some of the free oils that I'm going to be giving away today. So the free might be a little bit blurry, but this is a clementine. So this is the first essential oil that I'm going to be giving away to one lucky winner today. And the clementine is a combination, is kind of in between a sweet orange and a mandarin orange. And this oil in particular is kind of a special limited time kind of oil that you can't just buy. So someone's going to be winning that tonight. Another one is my cheer roller bottle, which I'll go over cheer and how this can be helpful for you. So make sure to go ahead and fill out the poll. I'm going to give people maybe 1 or 2 more minutes And if you do fill out the poll, that will enter you to win potentially one of those oils that I just discussed. The last one is the Brave roller bottle, and this is particularly for kiddos. So I will dive into all of this. So I hope everyone's having a really great night. I'm really excited about presenting on this topic tonight, mental health and essential oils. I found a lot of great information about this topic. And so I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to go ahead and finish filling out the poll, and then I'll get started. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. We have everybody that voted. Okay, great. Hi, everybody. I am Kourtnee Weatherston, and I am going to be giving you a presentation tonight on mental health and essential oils. Thank you for going ahead and filling out my poll when you jumped on. I'll be discussing that in a little bit, but I just kind of want to go ahead and dive into my first slide. So tonight we're going to be talking about multiple things. I'm going to start with covering mental health statistics and studies that have been going on in the last year, 2021. I'm also going to be introducing myself and giving you a little bit of background about me, then going into a couple mental health tools that I think might be helpful for you, then talking about essential oils, how to use them, which oils I use in particular, doTERRA and the doTERRA difference. And then we're going to go through essential oils that could be helpful for anxiety, for depression, for general mood support, and then also for kiddos as well. So at the end, we'll talk about different ways that you can purchase the oils, and then lastly, a business opportunity for you. So mental health 2021. So in the poll that you took right when you hopped on here, I asked you if you have experienced any anxiety or depressive symptoms in the last 6 months, or if there was somebody that you knew. So I am going to share the results so that you can see that people said that yes, they've mostly experienced themselves anxiety symptoms, and yes, they have seen that individuals around them have been experiencing anxiety and depression as well. So why this is important is because the studies that I've been looking at that have been going on over the last year have been showing the same thing. And so Mental Health of America, this is a nonprofit community-based organization that specifically studies mental health in America and what is impacting people in America and their mental health. So what they found in particular for this year is that youth mental health is worsening, and about 9% of the youth that participated in their study said that they're experiencing severe depressive symptoms. In addition, there is a lot of suicidal ideation and just thoughts that are going on for younger and younger kids nowadays. Not only are they finding that the mental health of our youth is worsening, but they're also seeing that even for adults, anxiety and depressive symptoms are skyrocketing. People are saying that they are feeling these feelings more consistently. In September of 2020, the self-reported rate of moderate to severe anxiety peaked, with over 8 out of 10 people reporting moderate to severe anxiety. And then in addition to that, over 8 in 10 people showed symptoms of moderate to severe depression consistently since the beginning of March 2020. So this is like a lingering problem that I think is just worsening. And in this Mental Health of America study, they were specifically talking about the anxiety and depressive levels that they were seeing at the beginning of March 2020. Those were less than what they're seeing now. So you would think maybe, well, it was really, really bad this year, but now this year it's getting better and people are starting to feel better. But actually that's not the case, and people are still experiencing moderate to severe anxiety and depression. So like in the poll that you guys took when you hopped on here, it shows that almost everybody is dealing with this. And maybe if you're not, you know somebody that is. So the next study that I want to discuss is a study that the American Psychological Association has been conducting. They actually conducted multiple studies over the last year. There was one that they conducted through the Harris poll, which was in January, over a week. And they had about a couple thousand people that participated in the study. What they found was that 84% of the people in this poll reported feeling stress-based emotions in the 2 weeks before the survey was conducted. And most of the emotions expressed were anxiety, 47%, sadness, 44%, and anger, 39%. In addition, another study that they just did in March in 2021, they were talking about how Americans have been gaining a lot of weight and drinking more than normal. And so I think these studies just show that there is this major problem, this major mental health crisis in America nowadays, not just for adults, but youth as well. And we're finding negative coping strategies to deal with what's going on in our life. One of the studies that the APA conducted, I think it was the one in March, they said that 70% of the individuals of that study was saying that isolation and loneliness contributed to the worsening of their mental health. So loneliness, isolation, negative coping strategies, and worsening mental health. It kind of shows the full picture of what we're dealing with nowadays. In addition, the study that they did in March of 2021, they also found that they were studying specifically parents' mental health and then also essential workers' mental health. And they found that parents said that they could have used more emotional support than they received, 75%. That's really important because that just shows that people are needing support, but they're not necessarily getting it. And I wonder why they're not getting it. Is it because they don't know what the tools are out there? Maybe somebody's seen them struggle and nobody's saying, hey, try this. Or maybe the only option they can think of is therapy, right? And that's not what they want to do. And so nothing gets done. So I just wanted to cover that briefly with parents. And then also 1 in 4 essential workers were diagnosed with a mental health disorder since the start of the pandemic. And 75% of them said they could have used more emotional support than they received. So again, just showing this trend that there's this national crisis. Everyone is suffering with these symptoms, but nobody is getting the support that they need. So I'm going to dive into who I am. So I'm going to take some water. So I am Kourtnee Weatherston. I am the person behind Cali Essential Oils. I was born and raised in California by my wonderful mother, Kathleen. I've been married 7 years to my husband, Luke. We were married here in Long Beach. We have one 5-year-old who is feisty and smart and wants to know every single thing about everything, has a million different questions. I'm sure you parents can relate. And then we also have 2 dogs, Lucy, who's a boxer beagle, and then Kimber, who's a full boxer. And they're very much like our babies as well. So I started Cali Essential Oils last summer. I had been using essential oils probably like 5 or 6 years since I had my daughter. My wonderful mother introduced me to the oils and of course gave me all the oils for free in the beginning. And I really started to use them probably like 4 years ago and really finding the benefits to them or understanding the benefits of them for my emotional health. You know, being a new parent, was very emotionally challenging at times. And so having those oils was amazing. So last summer, you know, I was homeschooling my daughter, and I was following somebody on Instagram, Melody Brandon. And so she has her team obsessed with essential oils, which now I'm a part of. And she gave me an opportunity to be a part of this team and to build my own brand with the support of her team. And it's just been absolutely incredible. So I'm very grateful to be here tonight. sharing my thoughts and my brand and the oils. And so that's a little bit about me. So if you're wondering where the mental health, you know, uh, passion comes from, a little bit of background about me. I received my master's in science and counseling with an emphasis in marriage and family counseling, or marriage and family therapy, I should say. I went to Cal State Long Beach, and getting my education was all about learning about mental health, how to identify it, how to cope with it, and how to educate others about tools that could help them as well. So while I was getting my master's, I also worked at the Orange County Department of Education, specifically counseling at-risk youth and their families. So these were teens. Usually they were the ones that didn't go to the normal high school anymore. They got kicked out for some reason. And what I learned from working with them is that, gosh, even kids, they have so much going on with them, and their mental health is impacted in so many different ways by their parents, by their community, by their school, their teachers, everybody around them. And so most of the time, these kids don't know how to take care of their mental health, or they're even seeing their parents struggling and they don't know how to help. They just don't know. And so realizing people don't fully know or not fully educated in understanding what tools could be helpful for them in making their lives more successful and healthier and their mental health improve. I think that's what I took away, that people just don't know. These kids don't know, their parents don't know. And the fact that they don't know, their mental health is decreasing and it's impacting each other. The parents' mental health is impacting the kids and vice versa. So that was a really big takeaway from my time at the Department of Education. And then I also worked with the Boys and Girls Club of Garden Grove, counseling elementary school kids. And I saw the same thing there. Just the parents, I worked a lot with the parents there, and just to see the parents struggle and not really fully understand what to do to help themselves or their kids was heartbreaking. And so being able to empower them to know how to take care of their own mental health is something that I really wanted to be able to do. And I started to do, but I was new, a new counselor. So now, years later, I feel like I have more experience and more to say, and more tools that I can help educate people on. So that's kind of where this whole seminar came from, the idea. So the first thing I want to do is talk about a couple mental health tools. Before we talk about essential oils, I want to talk about two things that I think everybody can benefit from knowing about. So the first thing is identifying your feelings. So if you are at a place where you understand that your mental health is worsening, it's not the level you want it to be in, the first thing you can do to help yourself is to identify what your feelings are. So it seems simple, but the simple task of just identifying the feelings is a therapeutic tool in itself. Feelings are extremely complicated, and so in order to get our brains to fully comprehend what's going on, we need to put a name to the feelings. So sometimes it's really hard to identify the emotions that we're feeling. Maybe we just feel depressed, let's say, but it's helpful to identify the specific feelings that you're feeling. Like, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling worthless? Are you feeling resentful, guilty, irritable, lonely? Being able to specifically identify these feelings will help you understand what's going on, understand the complexity of the feelings, so that you can come up with a strategy to improve what's going on. So sometimes when we're not used to identifying our feelings, we don't really know how to fully communicate that to ourselves. Some tips that you can use is like a rating, and like a number rating scale, let's say. So I'm sad on a scale of 1 to 10, where am I at today? And then you can use that scale in order to keep track of your feelings of sadness. And when you keep track of them, then you can start to identify what's triggering those emotions. And so being aware of your triggers and the stressors that lead to these specific emotions is another really great thing to keep in your tool belt, to keep in your, when I was in school, they talked about having our toolkit, right? So let's say I think everybody should have a mental health toolkit where they have tools that they can pull out to help identify and cope with their mental health and with their daily emotions, essentially. Besides that, I also wanted to say once you identify what's going on, then you need to determine a coping strategy. So obviously in the studies that I talked about before, there's a lot of negative coping strategies that all of us can instantly jump into because they're so much easier sometimes. But I would encourage you to think about additional strategies that you can utilize. So one thing to think about is emotionally focused strategies. So these can be strategies where you are trying to process your emotions once you've identified them. So this could be a matter of meditating or journaling or reaching out to friends and family, and asking for asking for them to listen to you. Or this could also be talk therapy with a therapist. That could be another emotionally focused strategy. In addition, there's also problem focused strategy. So this is much more, let's identify what the problem is. Let's explore, past successes and past failures. Let's think about the future in a positive way and then develop a specific plan with measurable steps to get to the solution. So those are two different coping strategies that you can utilize when you're having distressful feelings, anxious feelings, depressive feelings, or just your general, day-to-day moodiness or whatever. All of this can help these strategies and then also identify your feelings. So I am going to launch my second poll for you. Let's see. So if you could go ahead and let me know which which strategies you find helpful in your life right now, I would appreciate it. You could just take a second and vote. One thing to keep in mind is that we all have different seasons of our life, and one strategy that might have worked for us in one season of our life might not be effective in another season of our life. And so trying multiple strategies, I think, can be really beneficial and effective to finding the most effective one for you. Because like I said, they constantly are changing. So, all right, so far I'm seeing people like both or emotionally focused strategies, not so much problem focused strategies, just that. Okay. I feel like my husband was on here, he would definitely be picking the problem focused strategies. Okay, so I'm gonna do like 13 more seconds. How about 30 more seconds? Most of you have voted. Okay, go ahead and end that poll and share the results. So as we can see, it's about 50-50. So either just emotionally focused strategies or a combination of the problem focused and the emotionally focused as well strategy. So moving on. All right. Mental health and essential oils. Here we go. So I truly believe that essential oils can be a big complementary tool that you can use in addition to the other strategies that I've talked about, or identifying your feelings. Essential oils can actually help you identify your feelings, or even developing your coping strategies. Essential oils can not only can help to complement what you're already doing, but it can actually be the catalyst to something else, the catalyst to finding another coping strategy, or it just is the missing piece that you needed to put everything together for all of your strategies to be the most effective in your life. So what are essential oils? So our essential oils are highly concentrated oils that contain aromatic compounds that are extracted from plant and material and botanicals like flowers, roots, and fruits. So how do you use essential oils? There's actually 3 different ways that you can use essential oils. The first one is aromatically through smell, and I think that's what most people think of when they think of essential oils. They think of diffusing in their diffuser, but that's just one way. The second way can be topically. So that's on your skin. And so that could be if you're just literally putting the actual oil on your skin, or if you have it with a carrier oil. You can put that directly on your skin, and that gets absorbed through your skin and goes into your bloodstream. The third way is ingesting or internal use of essential oils. So this is like if you add essential oils to your water or to cooking, or if you use a veggie capsule and you put oils in there and then you ingest that, that can be another way. One thing to keep in mind is that not all essential oils are for ingesting. So before you go to try to ingest something, please make sure that on the bottle it says that you are able to ingest it. And keep in mind that not all essential oils are the same. So I'm going to go into doTERRA and why I use doTERRA and why I feel like they're the best oils on the market. But just again, just be aware of not all oils are for ingesting. So in addition, the topical use, some individuals have sensitive skin. So when you're using a new oil, I would put it on a little bit on your skin, maybe use even a carrier oil like a coconut or a jojoba oil, just a little bit on your skin to make sure there's no irritation on your skin before you slather your whole body in it. So just something to keep in mind to use oils safely. So the doTERRA difference. So like I was saying, there's a lot of different essential oils on the market and you see them everywhere. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. I know that before I discovered doTERRA and my mom had been talking to me about essential oils, I didn't know what I should be looking for with essential oils. I didn't know what was important. But over time, I've learned what is important. And what I've learned is the purity and the quality of an oil is extremely, extremely important because you want to get the full benefit of that oil. And you're not going to be able to unless that oil is 100% pure. And the thing is that essential oils are not regulated. They're not regulated like you think they would be regulated. And so it's up to the company in order to ensure their clients, their customers, that they're giving them the purest oils possible. And what I love about doTERRA is that they want to be 100% transparent. And they actually have a website called Source to You, which I will share my screen with you. Okay, so this is their website, Source to You. And I have my lavender bottle here and I typed in the number. You can find the quality ID number on the bottle of all doTERRA's products. You just type it in right here and submit it. And what it's going to come up with is the quality results. And you can actually download them and you can read them. And you can see if they found any contaminants or if there was any, if the oils were altered in any way at all. This is how you can determine that. So again, on every single bottle of doTERRA, there is a quality ID code. You come to Source to You, and just like that, you can see where your oils were made and if they were altered in any way. Okay, another thing I wanted to mention is co-impact sourcing. So it's very important to me personally that companies have fair trade practices. doTERRA works with farmers in over 40 countries in the world. And so they make sure that they are providing a living wage to these farmers and making sure that they are not only trying to uplift these farmers, but also their communities. And so it's really incredible that doTERRA partners with these farmers and their communities to make sure that they are living a good life and also that they are providing the purest oils possible for doTERRA as well. So it's like we're all a team, which is really nice. And then lastly, the third-party testing. So because doTERRA wants to make sure that their oils are the purest, they've actually put into place, I believe it was over 60 different tests that the essential oils will go through in order to verify that the oils are pure and there's no altered, that the oils haven't been altered in any way. So, okay. So now we're going to dive into essential oils for anxiety. The first one that I wanted to talk about was balance. Balance is one of my favorite oils. We keep it in the house and use it all the time. I use it for my daughter, and it's a grounding blend, which is really, really, really nice to use on a daily basis when you're kind of having crazy, anxious feelings. So, sorry, I'm hearing the noise. I don't know what's from. Sorry. So this has a warm, woodsy aroma, and it's really, really good for putting on the bottom of your feet or even the back of your neck in order to promote feelings of balance and centeredness. And hold on one second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Just need to open my window. It's getting a little hot in my kitchen. So what I wanted to say is that this balance, I really, really love blending balance with other essential oils to create a really good smell. I usually add about three drops of balance and maybe 3 drops of serenity in my diffuser on a regular basis. That's actually what I have in my diffuser at the moment. Not only that, it's made with spruce, which spruce was used by Native Americans for health and spiritual reasons, and it's still used today to bring harmony to the mind and to the body. So I've used this to create like a calming spray, which is really smells really, really good. And then again, I like to add a little bit serenity and balance together, and it smells so good. One of my favorite blends. The next oil I wanted to talk about was lavender. So this has a real airy, fresh, sweet, woodsy kind of a smell. And lavender is considered like a must-have oil because it can be used for so many different things. Not only can it provide a calming and relaxing environment and aroma, but it can also help to alleviate any kind of skin irritations, sunburns, things like that. I also like to put a drop of this in the bath when I like to take Epsom salt baths. I also like to apply this to my temples and the back of my neck to just kind of help with anxious thoughts as well. So peace. Peace is just one of my absolute favorite oils. This is to help mainly with the physical symptoms of anxiety. So the other oils that I was talking about really help with anxious thoughts. Peace is really good for anxious feelings. So putting it over the heart, even putting it in your hands, rubbing it together and cupping your hands over your nose and mouth, that can be really, really helpful to kind of just ease and calm your mind, which, thinking, where's mine? Mine is right here. Okay. The next one I wanted to talk about was cedarwood. So this is much more of like a nutty, woodsy kind of a scent. And it's distilled from the wood of a cedar tree. And it's really good to stabilize emotions during mood swings. So I'm gonna let you take a look at that. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I feel like I'm having some hot flashes over here in my kitchen, so I'm trying to open all the windows. So this is a really great stabilizing oil for emotions. I wish I had it at the moment because I'm feeling a little hot flashes and mood swings at the moment. But anyways, next one. Essential oils for depression. So that kind of covered a couple of the oils I would recommend for anxiety. So now these are some oils that I would recommend for depression. So the first one I wanted to talk about was Cheer. This is an uplifting blend that has a great smell. My daughter says it smells like candy. She absolutely loves it. We put it in our diffuser on a regular basis to encourage just like happiness and positivity in our day. It's also really good to, uplift your mood right before like a Zoom call or a work call, things like that. Peppermint is another really great oil for depression. It's a minty mental reset, I feel like. It is a stimulating, energizing aroma, and it brings new life to the heart and reminds you that life can be happy. Not only that, but it has multiple uses. It could be great for headaches, it could be great for digestive issues, any kind of respiratory issues as well, and then mental fog too. Next, I want to talk about the citrus oils. So these can be really, really helpful to be diffusing or to put on yourself when you are having any kind of depressive emotions. Um, the lemon, some people like more of the lemony scent, some people like more of the citrus scent, but they all can really help to create a blissful, positive environment and help just kind of uplift the depressive feelings that you might be having. Elevation. So, elevation is one of my favorite oils. It is a floral, sweet citrus smell. And 1 second. Okay. So, elevation is actually something that I like to keep in my purse on a regular basis because I think that sometimes I just need a real uplifting essential oil that can help me immediately. And so, this is one that I definitely feel immediately when I put it on me. I usually like to put it on my temples to alleviate feelings of fatigue as well. So, a couple oils I want to talk about for general mood support. So, the first one I want to talk about is Adaptive. Adaptive is such a great oil for anxiety, for depression, or just for your general daily mood. So, it is made with lavender and magnolia, also the wild orange and the spearmint, and then copaiba and rosemary. And so it's just such a great combination of oils. And I keep the adaptive roller bottle in my purse on a daily basis. Another really great one is Serenity. So I use this for anxiety, for depression, and also general mood support. I mentioned it before. I like to diffuse it with balance or put it in a bath at the end of a long day. It's like a gentle rejuvenation. It's not, this has a really good smell, but again, it is more of like the herbal floral kind of warm smell. And this, I think, helps with more of like the body symptoms, body feelings, rather than the thought process, changing your thought process and things like that. So, I wanted to talk about taking care of our bodies to improve our mental health. So, I think we all know when we're feeling pain in our body or we're worried about getting sick or staying healthy, it can really have an impact on our mental health. And so it's important to consider having tools in your tool belt on a regular basis that you can utilize to keep yourself healthy and to keep your body feeling well. Because I know that when I wake up and I have a sore neck or sore shoulders, it definitely impacts me during the day. And so I definitely like to have these tools as well to help just my day to day living support in order to help maintain my mental health. So I briefly wanted to talk about some oils for kiddos. doTERRA actually has a kiddo line that all these oils are diluted specifically for the kids. And I actually have a poll that I'm going to throw out there. So, do a third poll. Okay, take a minute to go ahead and fill out the poll. Okay, so it looks like most of you have filled it out. Okay, almost done with the poll. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Okay, so it seems like most people either said that they do not know kids suffering with anxiety or depression, or they know kids that are specifically suffering from anxiety. So in the collection that doTERRA has for kiddos, one of the oils I find really helpful is the Brave oil. And this oil I'm actually going to be giving away to somebody tonight. So I have a list of the participants tonight, and I will be contacting you if you won the oils. So the Brave oil is really good in order to promote a positive mood and to manage feelings of occasional stress and anxiousness. It also promotes feelings of confidence. So if you have a kid that is potty training, this would be a great oil for them. The steadying grounding blend is really, really helpful. I usually put it on my daughter right before I drop her off at school, just to kind of keep her grounded and ready to take on the day. The last oil I want to talk about is the Calmer Roller. And so this is really helpful to put on the bottom of kiddos' feet at the end of the night, or just to kind of help them deal with high emotions. So hold on one second. Okay, so which essential oils could be right for you? So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for essential oils for anxiety or depression or general mood support, or for your kiddos? This is a great option. It's the best value, the biggest bang for your buck, and it covers most of the oils that I talked about. You can also add on oils as well. Another option is this Mind and Mood Wellness Program. So this is a 3-month program that's really great for you to be able to try a variety of things to see what fits for you. This is the Simple Solutions Mental Health Kit, and this is for anxiety. So this covers not only the oils for anxiety that I suggested, but then also the oils for immune support, and then also pain management. Lastly, we've got the Simple Solutions Mental Health Kit for depression. And so this includes those oils in addition to the pain management and the immune support oil as well. So lastly, I wanted to talk about our team. There's so many exciting things happening this year with our team. And if you're interested in financial and time freedom, we'd love to have you join our team. So I'll be contacting you if you won any of the oils, and I hope you have a great night.